Hello and welcome. This is Purity Nekesa, a social worker, representing the voice to the voiceless, speaking on behalf of the vulnerable in the community, those who have undergone various traumatic circumstances and are on their way towards healing. So today, we are going to talk about teenage pregnancy, which has become one of the rising cases, not only in the society, but in the country at large. Since the closure of schools as a result of COVID-19, a lot of girls fell pregnant along the way due to one reason or the other. The individual, the family, and the society are to be questioned regarding this issue. But to start with, let's see what are some of these factors that are leading the girls to fall pregnant, even though most of them will not want to speak about the issue. First of all, poverty. Poverty level has really contributed to the teenage pregnancies that we are experiencing in our society today, because some of the girls that come from poor backgrounds tend to find ways in which they can survive, tend to find ways in which they can help their families, tend to find ways in which they can sustain themselves on how to get basic needs, e.g. sanitary towels, soap, oil, and etc. But if the family cannot provide, it means they'll have to look other ways. So due to that, they tend to look for people who can be able to support them, get the required necessities. Some of these people who are so willing to help come out with good hearts. They give them a lending hand, but at the end of the day, they need to be repaid back. It is so sad. If a girl has been given like 100 shillings to buy her sanitary towel, she's being told to go and give sexual favors as a way of repaying back the 100 shillings that she was given. This is one of the issues that has really trapped so many girls, and they cannot run away from it because they want to assist themselves in one way or the other. Another reason is that the violence that is happening at the family level tends to push some of these girls away, as they tend to look for safer places to run to. For instance, if a child comes from an abusive family, most of the time, their life will be threatened every single day. The only safer place they will ever want to be is to a caring place where someone will love them and give them an opportunity of a second peaceful home. These girls can be welcomed by their friends, by their relatives, by their parents' friends, their neighbors. But at the end of the day, these same people tend to use them sexually for their own benefit or their own gain. Is this really being fair? Of course not. As a result, the family will not want to speak about this issue, especially if they are aware of the people involved. Conflict of interests tends to take charge, and if it does, this child will never get justice. The parents will want to settle this issue out of court, but the child will never get justice. It is so bad. It is not fair. It is something that will demoralize this girl. However, this girl has a reason to be strong, has a reason to forge on, because she can have a second chance of her education. Some other reasons tend to be peer pressure. Peer pressure among the society, the girls, the boys, is one of the things that has really contributed to teenage pregnancy, because the girls or the age group want to compare themselves with the rest. But at the end of it all, the end result is what matters. Is it really positive? No. And if it's negative, how are they going to take it up? It's something that worries to see to it that even drug and addiction has become one of the reasons, a very big contributing factor to teenage pregnancies. The girls will be involved into drugs, but at the end of it all, after they get pregnant, they have been abandoned. Sometimes they are not even aware who is the responsible father of the child they are carrying. Their life backfires and everything turns out black. They have no one to run to except their own lives. Drug addiction has really contributed greatly to the issue of teenage pregnancy. But more so, this concern has become an issue that no one has taken interest in addressing. Other contributing factor is parents who are negligent. Most of the time, when children are at home, parents are expected to take full responsibility to ensure every activity that their children are doing. For instance, our working class parents, do they have time for their children? Of course not. Do they have time to hear what their children have to say? In case they are stressed out, nobody cares. In case they are depressed, nobody cares. They will never find out. And for that reason, their absence in the lives of their children will want to make them just find a space that will give them comfortability. And that is one of the ways in which they fall into wrong hands, that will embrace them at first, but at the end of the day, leave them there to suffer because they'll have impregnated them. It's a pity, because the people we look up to are the ones contributing to the failures of our girls today. So, how can we go about all this? For one, we can be present parents. Let's be parents who are always there to see and hear, to act, to ensure that every child is given nothing but the best. Know your child all the way. Care for your child all the way. Love them. Give them a chance to know that you are there for them. For this reason, they'll not have any wish to go out and look for any better parent than you are. Give them advice regarding the current situations, the realities of life. Talk to them about drug addiction and its consequences. Talk to them on what happens if they get early pregnancy. Talk to them on the kind of life they will live in case everything falls apart. Give them a reason to know that there is a law that governs all children and that their lives matter, not only to them, but to the government at large. It's important to note that life has to be spearheaded by the people who are role models. If we get wrong role models, then it means the life of these teenage girls will go into waste. So just to wrap up is that as the cases are increasing, let's not feel like it is the end of the world. Let's not accuse these girls wrongly. Instead, let's give them a second chance to go back to school, finish their education, and do what they want to do in future. Because giving them time to understand the mistakes, they will never repeat the same. Giving them time to forgive them, they will never repeat the mistake. And for that reason, they will feel loved, known, and cared for. And that is what we have to share today about teenage pregnancy. And may God bless you all. Thank you so much.